We've seen this before. Think of shows like The Witcher Season 3. It got a lot of mixed reactions, but people still watched in huge numbers. Or Obi-Wan Kenobi, which got both praise and backlash, but still performed well. The Acolyte seems to follow that same pattern. And Disney's definitely paying attention. Not just to what people are saying, but to what they're actually doing, which is watching. That's why, despite all the online drama, rumors are already going around that a second season might be in early development. So yeah, the force may still be strong with this one. Now, let's pause here for a second. I want to hear what you think. Did you expect The Acolyte to do better, worse, or pretty much how the numbers show? Were you surprised it kept growing after the first episode? Or did you see this coming all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Seriously, I read them all, and I love hearing your takes, even when we don't agree. This is a spoiler-friendly space too, so don't be afraid to go deep. And hey, if you're wondering how these numbers stack up next to Mando, Ahsoka, or Obi-Wan, I've got a full breakdown of that coming up next. Just click over to that video when you're done here. Also, if you enjoyed this video and it helped make the whole streaming numbers thing a little less confusing, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps push this video out to other fans who might be wondering the same stuff. And if you want more no-nonsense breakdowns like this, just honest, simple, friendly Star Wars talk, consider subscribing. You won't get spammed, just more content like this whenever big news drops. Oh, and before you go, little bonus moment for making it to the end. If you managed to watch The Acolyte, keep up with all the online chaos, and still not throw your lightsaber at the wall, congrats. You're officially part of the balanced Jedi Order. Or maybe you're just here for the stats and the vibes. And hey, respect either way. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here. And until next time, may the stats be ever in your favor. Usually, if a show is super controversial, or if it's getting roasted online, you see a big spike at the beginning. Everyone rushes to check it out, and then, boom. The interest drops off like a cliff. Seen it 100 times. But with The Acolyte, the opposite happened. It actually climbed up the charts. It landed in Nielsen's top 10 streaming list multiple times. That means it was competing with massive hits from Netflix, Hulu, and other platforms, and still holding its ground. So what does that tell us? Well, maybe people were curious. Or maybe the drama around the show made folks even more curious. Because let's not forget, this show stirred up a lot of discussion. Like, a lot. Some people really liked the fresh approach. They appreciated the way The Acolyte tried something new with Star Wars. A different timeline, new characters, a bit of mystery. But others? Not so much. There were loud complaints. About the tone, the story, the pacing, even the casting. And then there were the arguments online that just spiraled into total chaos. You know how it goes. So here's the question, did all that backlash help or hurt the show? Well, here's the twist, turns out, it might have actually helped. Because whether people tuned in because they were excited, or because they were just curious to see if it was really as bad as everyone claimed, they still tuned in. And at the end of the day, views are views. The algorithm doesn't care if you're hate-watching or binge-watching. It just counts the numbers. And let me tell you, the numbers weren't small. According to data across multiple sources, including Disney Plus' own global tracking, episodes 1 through 4 were seen by an estimated 11.1 million people worldwide in just the first month. That's right, 11.1 million. Globally. For comparison, that's actually more than Andor had during its premiere. And Andor was critically praised across the board. So, yeah. That's a big deal. Now, here's a quick side note that might surprise you. A lot of people think if critics bash a show, no one will watch it. Or if a show has drama on Twitter, it's doomed. But that's not always how it works. Streaming is weird like that. Media analyst Tom Briscoe put it perfectly when he said, "Audience behavior doesn't always follow social media narratives. People are curious. They'll tune in, even if the reviews are mixed, or downright hostile." And honestly, he's spot on. Okay, let's be honest for a second. Have you ever sat there, scrolling through Star Wars news, and wondered, did the Acolyte actually do well, or was it just one of those shows people argued about online but barely watched? Yeah. Same. Well, guess what? We finally have an answer. After all the rumors, the leaks, the angry tweets, and the debates, Disney has officially released the viewing numbers for the Acolyte. Yep. The real deal. And honestly, the numbers aren't what most people were expecting. Whether you loved the show, hated it, or just kind of stood on the sidelines with your popcorn, watching the chaos unfold, this is the moment where we finally find out what actually happened. Not opinions. Not speculation. Real stats. So if you've been wondering if the hate affected the show's performance, or if people just couldn't resist checking it out anyway, stick around. We're gonna break it all down in simple terms. No complicated charts. No Hollywood jargon. Just a chill chat about what the numbers say, what they really mean, and what this could mean for the future of Star Wars on Disney+. Alright. Let's talk numbers first. Don't worry, it's not gonna be boring. I promise. Disney just released the official minutes viewed stats for the Acolyte's first few weeks. This data came from Nielsen, which is the company that tracks all kinds of TV and streaming numbers in the US. Now, when you hear minutes viewed, you might be thinking, okay, what does that actually mean? So here's the simple version. In the first 5 days after the Acolyte premiered, it was watched for a total of 488 million minutes. Just in the US. That's almost 500 million minutes. And that was only the first episode, by the way. Just one. Let's break that down even more. If we take that total and divide it by the average episode length, about 55 minutes, we get around 4.3 million complete episode views. Give or take. So yeah, that's actually a solid launch. Not crazy mind-blowing like The Mandalorian's debut, but definitely not a flop either. But here's where it gets interesting. After that first episode dropped, instead of viewership going down, which is usually what happens when a show gets mixed reviews, it actually went up. That's right. Each week, more people started tuning in. The numbers kept growing. And let's be honest here, that's rare.